guys, it's Sarah Ayler here with Kristen Fagan from softluxcompany.com, and we have our guest Tory from Goody Beads. We're super excited. Welcome, Tory.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kristen. It's great to be here.
Hi.
I'm so glad you could join us. We're gearing up for the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend, and Tory is one of our fellow presenters in the big event. And she will be doing this really cool wrap bracelet using some gemstone beads. What is the time for your slot, Tory?
We are Friday for us, happy hour. For you guys, a little bit before. But we're Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So for us, it's 5 p.m. So perfect time to grab a cocktail and do some beading.
Yeah, that sounds great. At the end of a week like this, we'll all be ready for one big cocktail, I imagine.
That's right. That's right.
Which brings me to one statement I wanted to make today. I know that it's been a really stressful day for so many people, if not stressful week, month, and year. But I just want to make sure we're really clear that this is a safe space, that we will only be talking about beading. There should be no political conversation whatsoever. And this is our chance to kind of put that on the other side of the door and just really enjoy some time together, doing some making and relaxing and kind of letting all that stuff out and away from us, because I know it's been really rough. And then this weekend, we're going to have a great time at the Bead Extravaganza. It's going to be another great opportunity to kind of leave all that political junk at the door and focus in on what we all have in common, which is loving making jewelry. So I just wanted to put that out there because I do know it is a heated day. There's definitely a lot of opinions floating around and a lot of information, and we're just going to kind of let that go and have some fun, thankfully. And I need it so much. So I'm so glad you could be here, Tory. This is perfect. You sent me some really awesome stuff that I'm excited to show to everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera down, and we'll take a look at what you sent to me. And then maybe we can take a look at what I sent to you. Perfect. And then I will make something with what you sent to me. And then if you want to make something too, you're welcome to. But I totally understand if you don't, because I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh,
but it's up to you, okay?
I love making stuff. Let's make stuff.
Oh, good. Me
hey, Sarah,
too.
I'm just going to give you a heads up here because I'm playing with the view. It needs to be on a different view to just have your screen. So just give me a second to do that.
Okay. Yeah, like I said earlier today in our preview, we've been having some technical difficulties with our Zoom and live streaming. So Kristen and I had to work on it today to get it to work through her computer for the first time. So there will definitely be some things going on here.
Some adjustments as we work it out. Okay.
Yeah.
We are good to go. So now we just
great.
Our screen full view.
Okay, great. So I've got some really lovely things from Goody Beads. Are you seeing me clearly, Kristen? Because I'm still seeing you as my main image.
I see you clearly, yeah.
Okay, great.
You're just probably seeing me when I talked for a second. It probably went to me.
Oh, okay. It's just, for me, it's just on you all the time. So I'm not sure why. But at any rate, Tory, can you tell us about these really great pieces?
Yeah, so these are part of our wood and resin collection, and we've actually sourced them directly, and I've worked with the factory to come up with colors and shapes for them. And the ones I sent you are some of our newest ones. And I love that one. It's got the black and white dots inside the resin, so it gives it a really fun look to it. But I sent you some that were in more of our kind of fall tone. So there's that really nice deep red one you've got there. There's more of a olive green one, some of the whites and creams, and then I think, was there like a light pink maybe too, or an orange, something in there. But yeah, we are in love with these components. Mostly we've had the the charms and the pendants, but the beads are new to us, and I'm a little maybe obsessed with them. Maybe just a little.
They're really great. They're really, really great. I'm going to show them again since it probably flipped over to Tory since she was talking. But they're really beautiful pieces. They're the kind of pieces that you could just put an ear wire in and make a really simple piece, or you can use them as an individual piece in your jewelry design, like make them into a pendant or add a little beadwork to make them yours. And then these are the beads that she was talking about. They have a hole through them rather than through the front like the other pieces here. So the hole is running through here. And you're still seeing me okay, Kristen, when I'm talking? And we got a little diamond shape here.
Yeah, I see you perfectly, just your screen on Facebook. So we are.
Okay, great. Just making sure because it's not showing up that way for me for some reason. And then we've got this long rectangle as well that's really fun. So what I was noticing, you'll see I have some beads back here, and we just added these today on our website, softluxcompany.com. They're Cathedral cut Czech glass beads. And it's so funny because almost all of the colors that Tory sent me match our new beads like almost perfectly. So for instance, we've got this like red teardrop shape, and then look at the red cathedral bead with it, which I might actually end up using today because I'm kind of in love with the idea of this
Yeah, those
set
look
together.
amazing next to each other.
I know. And then we've got our clear cathedral beads, and you could use that either with the white, or you could go with the white and the black, would be really fun. And then we've got kind of a jet that has a little bit of a rainbow coloring on it, which would also go really well with the black and white or just the plain white. We have an orange, it's kind of like an orangey mix. Look at how this matches this little orange piece. I was just like, really, I've laid them all out and I just almost could not believe that there is something here that matches every single color. so now you have to go to Goody Beads and get all these pieces. Where Softlex is not selling these pieces, you'll get them from Goody Beads. You can also pick up Softlex from Goody Beads. And then if you want some of these beads, you can go to our website, softluxcompany.com, and get these beautiful matching beads that match all these colors just so well. We must have just been on the same fall wavelength when we were picking colors.
Absolutely. That's kind of crazy.
It's so funny. And then we have this white Christmas bead strand number 2 or number 1 that's really pretty. And look at how great that's going to go with the red cathedral beads and then this red pendant. I mean, I just think that's too easy. Or you can even take these and mix them in with this piece here. I could see making something really amazing. So we definitely have our color palettes are mixing really well. And I'm excited to kind of pull this apart and maybe make something while Tory shows us what I sent her.
So we have a couple of questions.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
We've got Tina is asking, are we doing just stringing or multiple layers?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm doing.
I was going to say, it's always a surprise.
What's your suggestion, Tina? I don't know. Yeah, I tend to just design on the fly. I'm not very good at designing ahead of time. I mean, I can design ahead of time, but I do like to just kind of go in the moment. So right now I'm thinking about mixing these 2 strands together and then either one of these pendants in some way, shape, and form. Maybe throw in these beads.
That. And then
so that's what I'm going to work on.
We have another question from Kim about the resin pieces. So this might be more for Tory when she gets a chance. She is wondering, how thick are those wood resin pieces? Maybe Sarah can show the side of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think the pendants are probably, I would say, close to maybe like a 3 or 4 millimeter, or even down to a 2 on some of them. But the beads are a little bit thicker. I would say the beads might be close to like a almost a 5 or like a 4.5, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I were to show them side by side, you can see the pendant on this side, and here's the bead next to it to kind of give you an idea of sizing.
And one more thing, Sarah, I just wanted to let you know
They're
that
really light too.
You should probably check your settings on your device to see how you can see the screens differently, because what you're looking at is what your device is showing you, not what we're seeing on Facebook. Because you mentioned you're just
All right.
So just a heads up.
Okay. I will look at that. I'll look at that now. All right. So Tory, if you want to go ahead and show us what you've got going on over there, we'll take a look.
Absolutely. My camera keeps slipping on me, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
You can do it. You're doing great.
Do it. We're going to flip it back this way because that's apparently the way it wants to go. There we go. We'll just leave it. Sometimes Zoom does its own things. I swear it has a mind of its own. But yeah, so this was the great package I got in the mail from you guys at Softflex. Of course, including, I think it was your autumn mix. Is that right?
Yeah, it was our fall masterpiece design kit. So we do a different design kit every month with a different theme. And this last one was inspired by a Georgia O'Keeffe painting that had some really beautiful fall colors.
Love that. Really fun. But yeah, so started off with some Softflex in the butterscotch colorway. That's a fun one. I haven't seen that before. It looks like some gemstones. We have Picasso jasper, some pearls, guessing glass pearls there, some really pretty fire polished Czech beads. Look at those. They've got some great sparkle and shine to them. I don't know what these are. I'm guessing they're glass.
I think those are glass. Tips. Yeah, those are Czech glass beads.
Nice. They're cute. They're really fun. But really pretty colorway there. Some really fun, I'm guessing a Jesse James mix here with all the great colors in it.
Yep.
It's going to be fun to open up. Some nice rattan, the straw rattan pieces.
Yeah.
Love those. We're big fans at Goody Beads of those. Some copper findings. I think copper's coming back around. You know, I've started noticing our sales on copper are increasing again. And I think copper's making a comeback.
I just did a design with copper and I was like, I really like this. Why haven't I been using more copper? So definitely is in my thinking.
Right.
Has come up.
Yeah. And then some more, looks like Czech bugle beads. Really fun. But yeah, so some really great stuff here. I'm excited to rip into it.
All right.
See what can happen.
Yeah, we'll have at it, and I will work here on my end a little bit. So I am just sort of taking some things out. I like to kind of play around with the beads to figure out what I want to do. And so I'm definitely thinking I like this long red piece, and I'm going to kind of maneuver some of these beads from the bead strand to work with that piece and bring them up here where I can keep track of them. I also wanted to mention we did have some extras of the rattan pieces from the kit. We have 2 different styles and they went up for sale on our website today as well. So these are a new product. They're sold in pairs. And there's like a lot of different things you can do with them. This is my first time working with them. I haven't worked with them before, so I'm pretty excited about playing around with those. And I see Tory's already pulled them out and is making something really fantastic with them. So I'll be excited to see how they work. And Goody Beads has them in a lot of different shapes, right?
We do. We have a good selection of shapes. I want to say we have close to 9 or 10 now. different rattan
Ooh.
shapes. Plus, we just got in some beads, so those are really fun too. Beads always add an extra element there, I feel like. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll have to check out the rattan beads. That sounds awesome. So I'm just kind of working up a pattern. Nothing too fancy here. I'm gonna look for some white soft flex. I don't have any right in front of me. So let me see if I have some in a bin back here.
Looks like we have a lot of love for copper going on. Tina says copper was popular in the 80s and it's good for arthritis. That's nice to know.
Oh, nice.
And I was wondering, Fern also says she likes the warm tones of copper. Thomas wonders, as an Arizonan, did copper ever leave? Not really for us.
It's true. Copper is always popular in copper and turquoise, right?
So
Arizona.
true.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
and I think it's probably because of the gold prices. Gold prices are so high right now.
Oh, they're
And
ridiculous.
silver. I feel like silver prices have been going up as well.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Is silver going up too? Oh my gosh. So yeah, that makes sense. I love copper, antique brass, copper. Those are my favorite to work with.
Yeah,
That's
you always do a
interesting.
really good job with metal mixing. I always think you're really good with that.
That's because I just like use what I've got around. And so I'm always mixing stuff in to see what I've got, and I don't mind putting different metals together and just making it work.
Right.
That's awesome.
That is a good habit to have. So first and foremost, I need to make a way to connect my pendant to the front. So what I'm thinking about doing is making a soft flex connector. I decided to use the champagne color of beading wire. It's in the trio that matches the Fall Masterpiece design kit. This new trio has champagne, it has the imperial topaz that came in the kit, and then it has black onyx. So it's a really great late fall color palette. And I feel like the champagne just does not get enough love. It's such a pretty color. And I think it'll be really great in this design. So I'm gonna pull some of that out and start off by making a little connector here in the front. So I need to grab some crimps. Looks like I'm working in silver, so I'm gonna grab some silver crimps here. And to start off, I'm just gonna make a simple loop that connects to my pendant by stringing my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube through my pendant and then back into my crimp tube and then pulling it down. Now I want to leave this pretty loose. So because it is a thicker pendant, you want to leave a pretty big loop so that it can move around really easily without a lot of issues. I'm going to use my magical crimping pliers to attach it. So these little guys have a little hole on either side that is identical. My crimp tube fits inside of it, and then I just compress down. The first time I should get what looks like a little four-corner ravioli, kind of like a little square. Turn it on its side and compress again. So now I'm compressing in those sides and going around and around it. And then I've got my little attachment. I'm just going to go, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches above and go ahead and clip it off. And then I'm going to choose a bead to have as a drop here. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do. If I want to do something little, like this little crystal bead, just to keep it simple, because I am going to have the red beads there. So I think that's what I'll do. And then I'm going to grab another crimp, same size, 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. I'm basically just making a connector using soft flex. So I string my crimp tube again and go down. And this time I want to try to crimp it so that my pendant is going to face flat out. So this is going to take a little bit of thought. Usually in this case, I want to kind of straighten out my wires inside of my crimp the best that I can. I'm going to make that just a little bit smaller so it can come down closer to the crimp, because I'm just going to string wire through it later. And I just want to do my best to get it so that it's facing the right direction when I crimp it. And usually you can do that by kind of figuring out where your wire is going through that crimp tube. And then I'm going to crimp just like I did before, going around and around, tightening it all down. If you do find it's not facing the right direction, you can kind of fidget with it to get it to work. So don't worry if it ends up kind of turning sideways, which is what it looks like it might want to do. You just kind of fidget with it, pull it, and eventually you can usually get it to face the way you want it to face. So don't worry too much about it. Okay, and then we're going to go into here and I'm going to start stringing some beads. Tori, do you want to show what you're working on while I'm stringing these beads up?
Sure, I can definitely do that. So I'm working with the rattan pieces. I'm going to try something I haven't tried before, so it could go awesome or it could fail miserably. We'll see what happens. That's sort of the fun of live beading, I always feel like.
Right,
I'm never
it.
afraid to like mess up a little bit.
Yeah, that's how we all learn.
So when using the rattan pieces, I like to use a bead reamer with it. You can also use, if you have very pointy, what am I trying to think of? Round nose pliers, which apparently I don't have next to me. Oh, there it is. You can also use that. But, you know, the bead reamer has like a really nice point to it. So even if I'm just going to use like a jump ring with it and make a simple pair of earrings, I like to use the bead reamer to make myself a hole to put the wire or the jump ring or whatever you're going to use with it in it. So on this one, I'm going to try using the soft flex to wrap some beads around it. So you'll see I went through all of the kind of little openings or between the wraps and added some holes. So I'm going to try wrapping the soft flex around there with the bead through each one. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't done it before. This is all new. We'll see.
I love
it's looking great.
That looks really
it looks great.
Sarah, that's right up your alley.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it all turns out. I love the idea of using the bead reamer too, to be able to use you know, work with this piece. That makes a lot of sense. That's a really good tip. So I am just stringing up my beads to see if I like this pattern. I also, I love live beading. Like I said, I tend to not plan ahead. I just sort of work on camera when I'm making something. And usually it works out fairly well. In this case, I think it worked out just great. I think it's really good. I'm wondering a little bit about these pieces. What are these called? The caged beads. But I do think it kind of plays well with this modern sort of pendant. I wonder if I need to maybe switch and have the bigger bead at the bottom, or maybe bring another bigger bead up here so it just feels a little bit more evened out. Ooh, I've got this. Wonder how this little snowflake bead that was on the strand would be if I added that on the end too. Let me take some wire off here and get some bead stoppers out. Here. How do people live without bead stoppers is the question. Do you use bead stoppers as much as we do?
I
Tory?
use bead stoppers pretty frequently, especially if I'm doing any sort of stringing. I definitely do.
Yeah.
They're
do you have cats?
So useful. I do have cats.
They're like
cats.
super useful when you have cats, I think. Or children. I have 3 children, so bead stoppers are like a necessity. You never know what's going to happen around here that I have to go running. I'm trying to decide how I feel about this also kind of sliding inside of here. I think that's going to bother me. So I may take those caged beads off up there. So I'm going to just pull that off on both ends and then work a little bit more without it because I feel like it's going to cause me a little bit of difficulty. See how it went inside of the caged bead?
Yeah.
It needs like a bead cap or something to
I think the
stop
size
it.
the size of them did feel a little large for the pendant and what you're working with. Otherwise,
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's that too. Is just the size of the pendant was
because the
feeling a
pendant's
little
so
bit
kind of
off.
thick.
Because
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah, I like
small.
it already. Yeah.
I
Tory,
think you're right.
I'm digging your little bead square you got there.
Oh, thanks. It's just a little kind of display thing. I don't even remember where I got it. It's just like, oh, I found it. And then I was like, I'm going to use this to bead on. Because otherwise I just have, regular old, bead mat. But sometimes it's fun to have a nicer little thing to work with.
Yeah, I like that a
You
lot.
just found it?
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Oh.
How you find things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really useful. Let's see. I know they sell like really cute little bead mat things. I always see Jill Wiseman using them. I don't know what company that is that sells with all the different fabrics.
There are some very cute ones out there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's feeling a little better. I think the caged beads just weren't quite working as well as I wanted them to. And I could use like just one more little clear bead somewhere, but I think I'm all out. So let me see what just another red here at the top might feel like.
I hope you guys are all excited about the new cathedral beads because I think that shape and style is just super pretty. And you can see on the strand Sarah's doing how just a little bit of the facets and the silvers on the end of it really kind of pop.
Yeah, they're really pretty. I think they're really good for like this kind of like wintry time too, where you want just like a little bit more sparkle. They add that extra bit of sparkle. Really pretty. So I have them here in the red in my design that I'm gonna crimp off, but we do have all these other colors, which are great fall colors and match a lot of the pieces that Tory sent me that you can get on their website. So we've got a champagne, a really pretty kind of like a light green fluorite color, an orangey citrine color, a clear quartz color, and then kind of a jet black with a rainbow coating on it. That'll be a lot of fun to work with. Which colors did you get, Kristen, in your package?
I got the fluorite, of course, the green.
Uh-huh.
And I got the white quartz, the crystal one, and then I actually got the black. But I do see the orangey brown one is super pretty. I don't think I was able to tell that as well in the photo I was looking at.
Yeah, they're really pretty in person. I hope our photos that we ended up with show that, because it's always so hard online to show how pretty something is. Okay, so now I've strung a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. I took just like a dummy piece of soft flex wire through it as well that I'm going to trim off after I crimp. And I'm going to crimp these beads in place on the wire and then let the champagne wire just sort of float through the back end. You could also use some little seed beads or something just really easy on the back, something small, and bead all the way up the back if you wanted to, or our wire is so flexible and comes in so many pretty colors, you can just leave it free floating as well. So I'm just crimping the same way I did earlier with my magical crimping pliers. And then this time I'm going to cut off that dummy wire on both sides, right up next to the crimp tube. And I did that just so that the crimp has a little bit more wire to hold on to and it won't slip or slide around. A single strand, it doesn't tend to like really like anchor down. So you want to get a little bit more wire for it to grip into. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. How's your design going, Tory?
I am doing some revisions at the moment. I went back because I was adding beads up top and that got a little heavy. So I think I'm just going to do a little soft flex and then start beads lower down.
Oh, I like that idea. Let's watch Tory. Someone just mentioned that you could use a serving tray in a similar way, that like Tory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I use for the girls, like for all art projects, I have these old baking dishes. And then if they're beading, I usually put down a placemat inside of it. And that helps them sort their beads and not have them roll all over. And then if they're painting, it keeps their paint in one place, or whatever project they're working on, because they're almost always working on something.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, their latest project is a Barbie dream house made out of cardboard.
Ooh.
They really want a Barbie dream house for Christmas, and I'm like, I don't think so. That's like $200 or something crazy. But we'll see.
Well, maybe theirs will come out just as fantastic.
Yeah, if I find that they're playing with their cardboard Barbie dream house, you know, endlessly, then maybe it will be worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's fun to watch their creativity. Okay, so I did the same thing on the other side. I just crimped the beads in place. Now I'm going to kind of look around in my stash here to find a clasp for the end. And you can see the beautiful champagne wire will just run up the back end. It's a really nice color with the wood color here on the pendant. I really love these. And you have these in lots of different styles, right, Tory?
The wood and resin pieces? Yeah. We have quite a few. I meant to tally them up before I came on, but I forgot. But yeah, we have a good selection of different sizes and shapes. You know, some are more of like a large pendant size. Some are definitely more of like a smaller charm size. So there's definitely a good variety.
Yeah, I like how it's such a nice variety. I mean, look at the difference in the shape and size of these two pieces that you sent to me, and that's so nice. And then I really like this piece too, that's like a big long rectangle. I may have to send this one to you, Kristen. You can use it with the green Cathedral beads in one of your upcoming videos.
Oh yes, that would be perfect. Perfect.
I can see you just loving this.
I know.
This is like right up your alley.
I love all of them. I love the mod look of them. They're really fun.
Yeah. Kristen gets everything green.
Kristen?
Yeah.
I'm a green girl. Yeah, I'm wearing all green right now too. And now that everyone knows I'm a green girl, it's getting worse. I'm getting more.
Oh, immediately it becomes your thing.
Exactly. So
you never seem to get sick of it though.
No, I definitely don't get sick of it. I love it. We do have a question about those cage beads. Stephanie's asking, is there a hole in the bead beside the cage? No, there isn't a hole. It's just an open kind of cage bead, and you just would string your stringing material right through it.
Yeah, it doesn't have a hole. It's like a metal cage, and that has like a big crystal inside of it. And you can find it on our White Christmas bead strand number 2 has these beads.
Right.
And then this is White Christmas bead strand number 1, which I think we're getting really low on. We only have like 7 left.
We
as
had
of
7
this
left.
morning's email?
Yeah, as of today's email, we had 7 left on that one.
Oh, and I should also note the white Christmas design kit's almost sold out too. It's 80% sold out right now. It just went on sale last Wednesday. So that's really fast for it to sell because it's the most of any kit we've ever made. But I think it's because it's Christmas themed and everyone knows it's supposed to be really sparkly. And it is really sparkly, that it's just selling really, really quickly. So if you want to get in on the next kit, make sure you get over to the website and grab it.
So Lydia got the name of those boards. They're called a bead on it board. Are those fancy boards there?
Lydia is always a big help. She's
Thanks,
she's
Lydia.
an honorary moderator.
I love those. Those are the best. You're the people who are watching who help you out.
I know. We have
They
so
make
many.
things so much easier.
Nice. Right? Yeah, I love that. So I'm just attaching one of these little Anna's tiara clasps. You can find those on our website too. And I know Goody Bead sells a lot of tiara casts too. So
We do, yes. We love
a lot
them.
of items from them there. If you go to get your pendants, you can also pick up some tiara casts and some soft flex. Goody Beads has like a really large selection of a lot of different kinds of things.
We do. We have a good cross selection of lots of stuff.
What's the story of Goody Beads? How long has it been around?
Goody Beads has been around. Let me think of how long I've been there. I've been there 10 years now. And they were around, I think, 3 or 4 years before I came along. So 13, 14 years. But the story of Goody Beads is, and it's such a cute story actually too. The original owner was making her own awareness jewelry. So she was making pink ribbon jewelry, and she kept selling it off her wrist. And she ended up telling one of her good friends, "Oh, I just can't keep these beads, these bracelets. I keep selling them off my wrist." And he suggested, "Well, why don't we go into business and, make them and sell them wholesale?" So she was like, "That's a great idea. Love it." So of course, when you start doing that, you start buying lots of beads. And so she just kept buying more and more beads. And sometimes the beads would come in the wrong color or not quite the right shape or a little bit too big. And so all of a sudden she had this store of, storage of beads. And she said, "I think we should start a bead shop." An online bead shop. And her partner at the time was like, "No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea." And she's like, "But look at all these beads we have just laying around." She's like, "We can just put, the ones we don't want on them or whatever." So that was that's sort of how it started. And then they kept adding, and they were like, "Well, if we have beads, we really should have stringing material. Right. And then if we have stringing material, we really need the findings." And that, and so it just kept growing and growing. And eventually it became, sort of a full service bead store. So
has it ever been like a bead store, like a brick and mortar bead store? Has it always been online?
Always been online. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
But, I always say it was the result of a jewelry designer's bead stash got too big.
Which I think is almost every bead store story.
Probably close. Yeah.
That is so neat. And you're located in Minnesota, right?
We are, yes. We are just outside of the Twin Cities. So in a great little area. We have a great beading community in Minnesota as well. It always surprises me how many artists and designers and other bead stores we have around us, because we have some really amazing, thriving bead stores as well, which is always great to have in your community too. So Minnesota's great for beading, I tell you.
Yeah. And what about you have a bead show that you put together every year. What's going on with that?
We do. We canceled it this year. It's called the Twin Cities Bead Bazaar. And it's usually twice a year. Always had been in October, and then in the spring it sort of kind of moved between months, but we were looking at moving it to May. But of course this year got canceled. We're hoping, maybe maybe not next spring, but hopefully next fall we'll be able to, get it back going. But yeah, it's a great, it's an awesome little bead show. We usually have about 40 to 50 vendors. We offer classes. We do make and takes. We try to bring in, brands like yourself to, promote your products and things like that. And, yeah, it's just been really fun, but yeah, I miss it a little bit. It's, but that's kind of what this weekend's about, right? The
I
Great Bead
know.
Extravaganza is going to kind of be our fill-in.
I know. Yeah. Andrew and I were on the same wavelength with that. We miss our bead shows, and Softflux really hasn't been doing bead shows for a while now. So I really miss it, because I feel like it's not just, during COVID, but even the year before that, we really pulled back on doing bead shows. And I just miss seeing everybody. And it's been really fun to use this new technology of Zoom and be able to just visit with people that I know really well and some that I don't know as well, and just learn more about them and be together. And I just miss that connection that you find at a bead show with people that love beading as much as you do. So I'm excited. The Great Bead Extravaganza is going to be a ton of fun this weekend. If you haven't joined the group, go join the group as soon as possible. It's right here on Facebook. It's free. All you have to do is join the group, and it starts 9 a.m. Pacific time on Friday morning with Andrew Thornton from Allegory Gallery, and it will just continue throughout the day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can find the schedule in the files in the group, and it is going to be something that we've never seen before. It's like a brand new thing, and I'm not sure how it'll turn out or what it'll be like, but I think it's going to be really neat.
Very excited.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it too. I think it's going to be a fun addition, because I know a lot of us, we do lives sort of like this, fairly frequently, but we don't do anything where it's like a whole event, really, like one big event. So that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I love that we're all interconnected, and we should meet new people that we wouldn't normally see on our own live feed, and maybe inspire people, to try something new. Maybe somebody who normally watches my video might tune into Christy Friesen's video and learn how to do something with polymer clay, or tune into Jill McKay's video and learn about fabrication on leather. And just, I think that's going to be really fun and an opportunity just for a lot of growth for all of the viewers that we have, because there's just such a variety of people too, such a variety of presentations.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I like that. Randy says a friend hop. It's kind of like a friend hop.
Yeah. I know I'm going to have a hard time, because I'm going to want to watch all weekend, and my family is going to be like, what are you doing?
Have device, you'll travel.
Watching beading again.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Catherine says she just started making jewelry, so she needs beads and everything. So this will be a fantastic event for you, Catherine, to really get a taste of a bunch of different people and what they've got going, and different demos, and really a lot of fun. So if you haven't yet, after the video, you can join our group. I shared the link a couple of times here on the chat. And I just have a couple of other comments here. Pam says she loves the Bead Bazaar. I didn't realize you guys also put on that. I've seen things about the Twin Cities Bead Bazaar, but I've never been to it. I didn't realize it was part of Goody Beads. That's cool to know.
Yeah, we started sponsoring it and planning it. I think we've done it. This would have been our third year. It was originally started by one of the members of the Upper Midwest Bead Society in Minnesota, and she sort of started it with the support of the Bead Society, but she's kind of gotten to the point where she wants to step back a little bit and not, have so much planning, because planning a bead show is a lot of work, let me tell you.
So much work. We used to do bead shows.
Yeah, so we get some help from our friends at Dakota Stones too, because they're just our neighbor. So it works out really well that, we can do some of it and they can do some of it. So that's very helpful as well. So it's sort of a collaborative effort between us and them. So that's really nice. But yeah, shows are so fun, and that is a really fun show. It's big enough that there's enough variety, but it's not so big that you're overwhelmed. Because sometimes you go to those, I remember my first time walking into the Bead and Button show, and I was like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to start. Luckily the owner of Goody Beads at the time was with me, and she was like, okay, this is what I do. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to follow you. You seem to know what you're doing. But yeah,
it can be overwhelming.
Tucson's even crazier, but But yeah, so it's a nice little show. There's a good variety of classes. And like I said, we try to do some fun make and takes and things like that. So it's a fun little show. I'm looking forward to, having another one in the future someday.
What do you think Tucson will be like this year? Do you think there will be shows?
I follow a lot of the shows on through email and online and stuff. And I know they did some of the shows in September as sort of a test. And the people I know who went thought they went well and felt comfortable. So those shows have said that they are for sure doing it in February, but I don't know if we can be for sure about anything. So we'll see. But I know quite a few people who normally go who aren't going to be going. So I don't know. It's who knows at this point. Honestly, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. How else do you think COVID has changed your business besides the having to postpone the show?
Well, for Goody Beads, I've really tried to do more social media and kind of step up and do that and really connect with people more through this medium. So we used to do 2 Facebook Lives a week. We always have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:30 Central Time. And then when COVID started, we started our Friday night one. So now we do on Friday night at 5 p.m. Central Time, and we call it Kits and Cocktails. So really it's like our little happy hour social gathering. And so that's, really reaching out in that way with people, because it's sort of like we all still need that connection. We all still need, to talk to people and hang out with people and do something fun and have something to look forward to. And so that's kind of what that Friday night event has become. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that sounds really, really lovely.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah, I think we've really stepped up our video game too. We were already doing a lot online, but I feel like we've really pushed ourselves to do even more content because people are just so hungry for it right now, being either stuck in their homes or, looking for something just to get their minds off what's going on and keep their hands and hearts busy. So it's been good though. We've had fun. These live beading parties have been my favorite. I really enjoy visiting with different people. And Kristen, I feel like I was really missing Kristen because I moved from Arizona, 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
And we used to have these great meetings. We'd go to, when I lived in Arizona in the same place as her, we would have like coffee meetings and lunches, and it was just nice. And I miss that opportunity to just kind of be together. So this has been nice.
Always had a lot of fun and a lot of great ideas during those meetings too.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then we've also been doing a really fun thing in our Facebook group. We've been doing #joyful beading, and we did a whole calendar.
I've been following those. Super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, people really like it. I think we're going to probably do another calendar starting next week after the Great Bead Extravaganza for the rest of November, because the Lord knows everyone is going to still need to have
A distraction.
Have a little help. Yeah, have a little help through this month. And yeah, so that'll be fun. I know a lot of people are asking for it. So if you've been wondering, we are planning on doing it. We want to take the week off.
There yet. We're almost.
Yeah, because it's busy.
Michelle would love to see Tory's piece a little more. If you can show the one that you maybe the one that you finished, Tory.
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing 2 different ones because this one took me a little bit too long, but just using the soft flex like a wire and wrapping it around, and then adding the 4mm gemstone beads to the bottom.
Wow. I love
and then
it. So you were able to use that same piece all the way up to the top as well,
yep.
right?
Yep. I used one single piece of soft flex. It was probably about, I don't know, 14, 16 inches, somewhere in there. And then just kind of put a little, crimp at the top, one of the fire polish beads, and then just did sort of a little makeshift round by putting the wires in either side. Finish it off with a little ear wire. And then I meant to, and I forgot, because I love these little tassels from that mix.
Yeah.
My thought was I was going to put that on the bottom on this one, but I totally forgot. So now on this one, I'm just kind of putting it on the bottom because I think that's really cute too.
Another option.
Cute. It's so,
That's super cute.
I love them both.
The gemstones are from Dakota Beads, and they're not something that we sell separately from the kit, but I know you have a lot of gemstones in that size and that shape.
We do. We carry a lot of gemstones. We're big gemstone fans. And it also helps that, like I said, Dakota Stones is literally our neighbor. They are next door to us. So anytime we want something or need something, we can just walk over and be like, hey, what do you got here? So that's really fun.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to do one last look on the necklace that I made as well, and then I will pop my camera back up here. So you can see the pendant fell in the center. I used some beads from those new Cathedral beads, and then the White Christmas strand number 2, crimped it in place on our beautiful champagne colored wire. And then I used the Tiara cast honest clasp in the back. And I will post a picture of that on Instagram. And then Tory, will you send us a picture of your 2 different earrings that you made?
Absolutely.
And we'll post pictures of what Tory made as well when we get a chance. Got a little bit of light here. Well, this has been so fun to spend some time with you, Tory. I feel like a million times more relaxed than I did when we started.
Yeah, true. It was quite a feat. Earlier this afternoon, we were a bit crazed.
Yeah, trying to get the Zoom to work. I swear, like, technology is one of the most amazing, beautiful things for connecting you, but it can also be very challenging and very frustrating when you can't quite get it to work the way you want it to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I swear, sorry, Facebook, but Facebook, you keep changing things, and it's making it hard for us who do this, on a regular basis. So,
yeah, but that's exactly right. Things that, you do something one way all the time, and you're like, wait, all of a sudden it's just broken now, and now it's not working.
Yep. Yeah. I was on here yesterday. Like, that's happened to me. I was like, I was on here yesterday and it worked just fine. And now all of a sudden it's different. Like, how does that happen in one day?
I know. Yeah. And I think my computer, unfortunately, has Windows 10 and it's no longer updating. And I think that's the problem, is like my Chrome is no longer updating. And so now it's not matching the Zoom, and, things go out of style and then they don't work together anymore.
Stephanie is totally right. She said, just get a teen. I have 2 teens in my house, and it is quite helpful.
Yeah.
Although my teens aren't really on Facebook, though, so they can't help me with Facebook, but they can help me with lots of other things.
That would be handy. I have a 6-year-old who's very good with technology, but still, like, not quite at this level. Mm-hmm. But I imagine when she's a teenager, she's going to blow my mind with what she's able to do.
I bet.
For sure.
I have 2 cats. They're not terribly helpful with technology.
They're just cute to have around.
They are. They are nice to like look at and be like, oh, they're so cute. So that helps relieve the stress of anything that's happening as well.
Yeah, I would totally cuddle with your cats right now. That sounds lovely.
They would let you too. They're very sweet. So.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you make on the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend. And again, you're going to be on Friday or Saturday?
Friday evening for us. So Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time for you guys.
Awesome. And Kristen and I will be back as long as Kristen can still move because she's got a sore back, unfortunately. We will be on Sunday morning at 12 p.m. Pacific time, so lunchtime, and or 3 p.m. Eastern time. So you can join us there too. You have to join the group, the Great Bead Extravaganza. There are 17 different presenters. And even if they're streaming to their own personal page, everything will be shared into the group. And so that's where you can see presenters that you may not normally see, that may not be, in your normal wheelhouse, but are going to teach you some really amazing things about jewelry making. And I'm so excited to see how it all pans out this weekend. I hope everyone really enjoys it and gets, very inspired and creative from it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going to.
Actually, Charlene's saying that she just got her order today for the Great Bead Extravaganza from Goody Beads. So she's
good. Perfect.
Very fun.
Are you getting a lot of kit orders for your presentation?
We have gotten a decent number of orders for the kit so far. So we're excited about that. And then we'll also be selling it live during the event. So you can, if you are watching and you're like, oh, I actually want to try this kit and make it, you'll be able to buy it right during the event as well.
Awesome.
So we'll have that option. So it'll be good. It's going to be really fun.
Yay. Okay, well, that sounds good, Tory. It's been really nice spending some time with you. I hope you have a good day and get some rest, and we'll see you this weekend.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. Thanks to you both so much. It was super fun.
I do want to let you know that Fern's cat can type with his behind, and that's about all. So
thank you, Fern.
I really had to get that in there.
That's great.
Just a slight note, I might not be, for those of you that watch me on Free Spirit Beading, I did miss you guys this Monday because I hurt my back, and I'm not sure if I will be there this coming Monday because I really can't sit for any extended period of time or kind of hunch over even at either. So, I mean, I'm hoping after this Monday I should be back in working order, but just wanted to give you a heads up. I may not be there this coming Monday either. And I miss you guys so much. And I look forward to when I feel okay to be back there.
Yeah, me too. So last notes, we did start a new sale today. You can get 20% off on all of our findings, up to 50% off on the findings that are on closeout. So check that out. It doesn't require a coupon code, right, Kristen?
It does not. No, automatic.
Yeah. Automatic on the website. We have our brand new Cathedral beads that I used today in my design. We have them in a bunch of different colors. They're gorgeous and sparkly. And then we have just a few of these rattan pieces in 2 different shapes. So if you liked those, you can pick those up from us as well. And then the resin that I used today came from Goody Beads, and Goody Beads carries a lot of other products too. So I hope you will go check them out. You can find us at softflexcompany.com, and you can find them at goodybeads.com. So thanks again for being here, Tory. We are going to head out for the night. Anything else you wanted to add before we jump off?
No, I think you covered everything. We're just really excited to see everybody on Friday, and hopefully we'll get to see some new faces. Faces.
Viewers. Yeah.
Viewers.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. I think we can wrap that up then, Kristen, if you want to click
I will.
Click to finish our video.
Let's
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.